Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. So I'm about to do a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, also for your cross watchers, also for those of you who find yourself on this video without any Pisces anything, okay? If the message resonates, if you feel like I'm doing a personal reading for you, then that probably means the message is for you. So I asked the energies what this reading was going to be about, and the flow of your energy has been blocked. Okay. The flow of your water has totally been stuffed up. It's been blocked. I don't know if it's been blocked by you or it's been blocked by someone outside of you. There's been a lot of attempts to really just access Pisces without our permission. There's been a lot of attempts to just try and force someone else's will upon us. Okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. And I think after a certain point, Pisceans have to just make it clear, like, no, you don't have my permission to do that. So we're going to find out some details on what exactly is going on right now. Hold on. Put these cards here so that I know. Oh, I'm pulling one deck at a time. Okay. Gotcha. Ooh. So again, something is trying to control you, is trying to really, really modify the way you see yourself, the way you see your life, the way your decisions go. Are you going to allow this to continue? Because if you're not going to do something about this, then you are complicit in your own subjugation. You have to make sure that you make decisions and act upon certain things that need your correction. Because again, if not, then I don't know. Yeah, it's just a yucky feeling. It's just almost like I feel helpless. I feel hopeless. Like, how do I fix this? I don't know what to do. Well, you can start by not allowing it to continue, by not continuing to participate, by not complying. Okay, you have to make choices for yourself. And if every single choice you make empowers someone else, not you, that's going to be a huge problem for you. It probably is already a huge problem for you. Okay, so your participation in other people's attempts to control you, it has to stop. Okay. Okay. So here it is, innocence. I almost wonder if you're being made to feel as though someone is innocent. Spiritual meaning. What is okay, so okay. Are you innocent in this? Are you innocent in this situation? Is it someone else? Strictly someone else you didn't know, you didn't do anything, because some people will kind of feel that, like, well, I didn't do anything. Okay, well, the praying mantis, because that's a mantis on his finger, can be considered to be good luck or bad luck because of the praying hand. Some Christians say that the praying mantis represents spiritualism or piety. Represents the power of introspection, meditation, and investigation. It also represents a time we've flooded our lives with so much business activity or chaos that we probably can clear ourselves if we allow ourselves to acknowledge, okay? Mindfulness. It's indicative of mindfulness. Stillness of the mind. see. Yeah. So this is a time for introspection, okay? Um, okay. So, yeah, I'd be careful of just like focusing on what someone else does. Someone can't gaslight me if I don't give them the gas. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. If you don't allow yourself to be triggered and a spark, well, first off, I mean, I don't know. I don't even want to get into this like concept of you have to keep it on your shoulders where you allow yourself to be around these people who do these types of things to you, and you have to just control your reaction. I would not even allow them to be around me. I wouldn't allow any contact, but I mean, that's just me. Like once you've hurt or disrespect me to a certain point, you're just out. I don't need you to explain why. I don't need you to understand me. You're just out. You know, if it's toxic, it's toxic. I'm out. I'm not going to look for an antidote. I'm not going to, try and find a way for you to see the truth of me. Like if you don't see me, then you're probably blind. I'm pretty upfront about who I am, what I'm about, So yeah, I think a huge part of gaslighting has to do with you still trying to explain yourself, you still looking for that validation, acceptance, respect. Some people just really are incapable of that. And that's just the harsh truth. Some people are just incapable of behaving in a humane way. Although they look human, they're incapable of humanity. And that's not really our job to solve or fix. It's just not. When you get into that mindset of, well, I have to help them, I have to fix them. Are you helping, or are you, this is a low key way to dominate someone else? And that's what we have to become aware of. See, love. Card number 10. We have to be careful that our love doesn't empower us to blind ourselves from the truth of the situation. We have such a hard time discerning between real love and this person project type of love that we have. A lot of Pisceans look for people to make into projects. Like, oh, here's the most wounded one. I'm going to go ahead and heal this one. We don't have that kind of authority. We don't have that kind of power over someone else. The healing occurs when the person chooses to heal. This is the very reason why I don't even consider myself a healer. I don't. You're either going to choose to heal, and maybe I'm present at that time, maybe I'm not, but that's a choice you're making. Or you're going to choose not to heal. And again, I can't override that. Prime example, I took such good care of my mom to the point where all her nurses that would come to the house regularly were like, we don't even need to come. Like, why do we come? Well, because she believes that if you don't come, you'll be out of a job. There's other patients. So they would come and regularly see how well she's taken care of. But regardless of how well I took care of her, I got to a certain point where I recognized she didn't want to continue to be here. She wanted to be released from this life. And I had to be very real with myself. That was one of the most painful decisions I ever had to make, where I know if I take her back, she doesn't live with me, she's going to die. But you have to love someone in such a way that sets them free. I know she wasn't going to try and kill herself, because that I would be like, oh, no, I don't think so. But I knew that she was just really holding on to life out of a sense of obligation to me. Your love should always free and empower the person you love, not make them live out of obligation. When you get into that realm of now they're living out of obligation for you, that's not love anymore. That's codependency. There's a huge difference between the two. So that codependency opens the door for things like gaslighting. It opens the door for you to fall victim to narcissists. I mean, really, is the narcissist that evil? Some might be. 99% is 729. 99, 7 plus 2 is 9. So, you have to understand, for every situation that you experience, you are helping to co-create that. If you can recognize, if you can hold yourself accountable for your part in the co-creation and maintenance of that situation, then you can understand the kind of power you have where, hey, you know what? If I don't make that same decision again, if I don't select that same option again, then I'm probably going to be spared the need for this lesson to circle back around with more force. And when it hits me, not only is it going to kind of make me woozy, it's going to knock me on my ass because now it's created so much momentum as it circles back around to hit me again. There's a secondary message for this. For some of us, we're keeping some sort of something. It's like a love or something hidden and secret. I see a crescent moon on that bound up little black heart. I don't know. Is that what's stopping you? Like some unrecognized, maybe unrequited type of love. I'm wondering if maybe there's some aspects of this message for some people where you just really feel you're not allowed to love in that way or love this person. Maybe they're with someone else already. Maybe you're with someone else. And this is kind of like a taboo type of love. I don't know, but a choice needs to be made, okay? A choice needs to be made. You really have to make this decision on your own. You can't say like, well, I have no choice. I have to blah, blah, blah. You do have a choice. When you let your power go, when you make decisions strictly based on what other people want, what other people say, that's a choice. You are consciously choosing to not have yourself be part of the group that's the priority. That's not love. So before I say what I'm going to say, I want to first remind us, you're not only worthy of love if you have mastered self-love. Okay? You deserve love regardless of what stage of your development you're at. You deserve love. But this is something we need to begin telling ourselves. I forgot it. Fucking A. I forgot it. Ain't that some shit? Oh my God. Okay. I probably should have just said it. Shit. Anyways, letting go, just let go. The moment you open your hand is the moment you release your transformation. It's the moment you allow that transformation to continue forward, okay? If it comes back to me, I'll tell you guys. Girl, what the fudge? What the fudge? Okay, yeah. That really just happened. It did. It really, really did. Okay. So next deck, let us see. I'm done putting people first. It's me first. I'm letting them go. There you go. There you go. Oh, I remember now. So if you can't manage to make yourself part of your list of priorities, how can you expect someone else to do that for you? I mean, that's like, I can't expect someone else to take care of me the way I want them to if they can't even take care of themselves. You know what I mean? But we're all worthy of love. We all deserve love just by our existing. Okay? It's making me hot. Like fire. Take me higher. Okay, sorry. Had a little bit of my 90s moment there. What it do, fish gang gang. Salty sea goat is in the house. My husband was like, what the fuck does that mean? He thought it was some weird ass like innuendos. No, he's a Capricorn. And he's salty. He's like, oh, okay. So illusions. Whew. Illusions. Pisces, we're so good at lying to ourselves. Boom. Damn. And don't think that I'm talking shit to you, because I'm part of the Pisces gang and I do this too. We are so good, like freaking so good at lying to ourselves. Okay. We tell ourselves all of these stories about people. And it's not necessarily that we're talking shit. It's more like we're refusing to see who they actually are. You know, like we know who they are. We feel it. We've been being given intuitive hits about it, probably since we first met them. But then we enter this thing of like, well, don't be like that. Don't be mean. Don't this, don't that. Let's just pretend, because we see their potential. They have so much potential. I'm going to be really real with you. I've come across so many people with so much potential. Ask me how many of them have tapped into their potential. Ask me how many of them have acknowledged that potentiality. Not many. And no matter how long I force myself to stay present in their lives, where I'm like, if I can just love them enough, if I could just encourage them enough, if I could just, failing to realize it's not about me, girlfriend. It ain't about you. Girlfriend, it's not about you. It's their journey. And if they're not going to choose to strive to reach that potentiality, you got no say in it. You have no say in it. And people are oftentimes so caught up in the structures of this world that they believe they are not worthy of reclaiming what they already are. Because even the most beautiful religious beliefs, things like, I don't want to call out any specific religion, but there's this very common, very common, like underlying message of you're just not enough right now. You're flawed. You suck. Like, I don't know about the you suck part. That I just added that in. But there's this like really, really strong underlying message of you're not what you are yet. It's a lie. We are an enlightened species in varying degrees, varying stages of our process of remembering. Varying degrees of it. Okay. So just because I don't know this about myself yet doesn't mean it's not already within me. How many of you have experienced such a tremendous catapult, like just tossed you way out there since you started watching me? Where you feel like, damn, Emmie, you hella changed my life. Like, I'm such a different person now. And it's because of your videos. It ain't because of my videos. It's not because of my videos. It's because now you've entered a space that feels so safe for you to just be who you are. You don't have to be like, well, I don't want to look weak. Well, I don't want to look crazy. I don't want to look this. I don't want to look that. You can just be who you are at this point. Do you get what I'm saying? You already were that. But you were afraid. You felt obligated to not let that come forward. Boom. Do I deserve credit for that? No, it's not something I'm doing. Because I'm not afraid to be who I am. Because I'm not here for that chase of sub count, clicks, likes. I really don't care about any of that. So now, because I don't have to play by the rules, and fuck that, I'm not playing by the rules. I'm just going to do my thing. Whoever's present is present. Whoever's not is not. It's all good. You guys are seeing a person in her authenticity. And because I'm in my authenticity with no shame, no fear, no guilt, no none of that, it's kind of empowering. Like, well, shit, I feel that way too. Emmie feels that way. I feel that way too. Shit, she's not scared. I don't got to be scared either. If she's not scared, I shouldn't be scared. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Has anything bad happened to me because I'm not scared to be myself? Is people talking shit about me bad? No, because I don't listen to it. Well, you don't like me? Well, plenty of other people to watch on this fucking platform. Oh, you think you should see the cards? Well, you can buy some cards. Go to Amazon. Go to a crystal shop. Oh, you don't want to see my face? Well, unfortunately, the words come out of my face. Oh, you just want me to read the cards? Well, unfortunately, I'm not reading the cards. The cards are keeping my squirrel ass mind focused on what soul is telling me. Notice how I'm not really looking in the book. I don't have any book. Notice how if you have watched enough of my videos, the same card can mean 10 different things. Some of them is like, okay, it's not even about illusions. Like you making your higher self cry. Your higher self is crying because he's sick of your shit. It's not even illusion. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So just be yourself. Allow yourself to recognize that you deserve all the credit. It's not someone outside of you that's doing this for you. I'm not doing anything for you. I'm just being my own salty self. And because I'm so salty, it's caused you to become so dehydrated. You're now drinking once again from the waters of your truth. Boom. Let that sink in. So, compassion. Card number 26, compassion. 2 being the number of guidance, 6 being the number of receiving, 2 plus 6 is 8, being the number of reunification. Allow yourself to be guided to a point of receiving so that you can reunify all your parts. Boom. Isn't that so compassionate? All right. All right. Yes. Yes. Whew. Card number 31, miracles. It's time for you to see your existence all on its own without you having achieved anything is a miracle. You believe in miracles. Good. You believe in yourself. You are the greatest miracle you will ever come across in this life. So long as you deny the fact that you are a miracle, you won't see the value of who you are. You won't see the magic in your existence. You are your own miracle. So 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 being the number of self. You are your own miracle. It's time for you to give yourself the kind of value that you need. I mean, how much value do people place in like these stories of like images of specific people showing up in like mountainsides and grottos and water and toast and all of these things? We value that so much more than we value ourselves. That's crazy. That's super crazy to me, because let's face it, in order for you to exist in this world, divinity had to choose to fracture itself and then condense itself into flesh. That's what you are. A fractal of divinity condensed into flesh. I mean, if that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Maybe the problem is that, ooh, okay, let's just tuck the girls right in. We don't need no side boobage. There we go. There we go. Let's just shuffle this. Shuffle. Just shuffle. That's so awesome. I always say I'm great, and the truth is I really believe that now. This year has opened my eyes to so much, and I love it. My head was just a little bit of décolletage. There you go, a little bit of décolletage. Okay, decoupage. I'm just saying. My boobs have a mind of their own. Sometimes they just pop out. Not even kidding. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true. They're like independent of me. It's crazy. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Here it goes. Okay. Card number 14, going beyond normal. It's time for you to rise up in your layers and levels of consciousness, your layers and levels of understanding yourself in your life. The fact is, you're not just some linear being, okay? You're not. You move in different ways, at different speeds, at different times. And another person can't dictate to you any of this information. This is something your soul chooses. Most of us don't even recognize that our soul is choosing it. We kind of think and feel as though we're just victims of our own circumstance. Yeah, I don't think so. You're not. Everything is so cleverly pieced together, like a very beautifully designed machine, precisely cutting every single piece so that it can all work together so beautifully. So beautifully. It's time for you to go beyond what you think you are, okay? Thinking mislead people with illusions. Well, if you choose to believe that other people can be specialists, I don't know, even specialists in the medical field, they don't know your entire history. They just don't. And they might be really good at what they do, which is focused on one specific part of the body. But the fact is, you're an entire being. And what one part does might come from another part. And so when you allow yourself to believe that someone else can know you better than you know yourself, when you don't take accountability for where your life is going because of the decisions you've made, then yeah, you're misleading yourself with illusions that someone else is going to save you from yourself, from a life you created for yourself. I don't know. I'd steer clear of making statements that we are never this, that we have this, because I mean, really, the human mind, which is where that thought is coming from, does not have the capacity, the ability to understand the full gravity of what this life actually is and why it's something we go through. Yeah. So I'm just saying, yeah, none of us really know. None of us really can wrap our mind around what the grand scheme is here. Yeah, you're out. Yeah, I already knew. Yeah. Start your own live stream, boo-boo. So card number 21. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Okay. Beyond what you think. There is a very divine heartbeat, this pulse of creation, where it is what has your energy flowing through you, this divine pulse. Okay. Now, if you look at the physical heart, it has 4 chambers usually. 4 chambers. Each chamber does a specific thing. Each portion of the heart has a specific purpose. So with that being said, each event does a specific thing. Each person you meet, no matter how long they stay in your life, whether it's just like crossing, each other's path on the street. Thank you, Aurora. Or, they're in your life for years. They're a long-term resident within your mind and your heart. They all have a purpose. Some of them will serve as not the ventricles. What the fuck are the flaps? Valves, not ventricles, the valves. And as you push through, they'll open. And when you calm down, they'll close. And sometimes that closing is necessary because the heart doesn't function with the energy just going right through it. It has a pulse to it. You have to allow this pulse to really push the energy through all of you. Sometimes the pulse will be quick. Sometimes it will be very, very slow. You are a very complex fractal of divinity. And we can't speak in like terms of totality where it's just this, it's just that. Because I promise you, I used to do that. I knew a lot. I really, really did. I knew so fucking much. I could win every single argument. And I could make you agree with me by the time I was done talking to you. And looking back now, I see that is such a hallmark of such an immature mind, to think that you could actually comprehend to a degree that makes you some sort of master the truth of divinity. And the truth is, as much as I grow, every single level that I reach, higher and deeper level of understanding and knowing, some more I recognize our minds, our human minds, just are not capable. We're not able to. We're just not able to. It's too like, it's like trying to use, y'all. Okay, I was in elementary school in the 80s. Okay. It's like trying to use fucking what type of computer was that? Where you can play Oregon Trail. Y'all tell me you know about Oregon Trail. Trying to use that computer to run graphics for some sort of Call of Duty game, okay? It's not gonna work. It's not capable. It doesn't even utilize color. It's just a black screen with green dots. It's not capable, okay? So we have to understand that's the human brain. Yes, DOS command. You the turtle? Do you remember that turtle? The little triangle? That could never. That's our human brain. Okay? That is our human brain. And it's okay for us to be there. Because look how far technology has come. We are biotech. Let that sink in. We are biological technology. And it's taking time for us to evolve. So many OS updates have occurred. When Jesus Christ came, he was here to deliver another OS update. What's up? No joke. No joke. Every time there is some sort of stellar cycle that occurs, we have another OS update. We're in the middle of one right now. We are in the middle of one right now. So really, what we think we know, it's just a little sand grain on a huge beach of information. It really, really is. So we have to allow ourselves to open to the reality that we are here to experience, not to think we know. Because it's usually, there's this one ad that keeps playing whenever I watch my Chinese soap opera. There's this ad that constantly plays. The guy says, we don't have the answers that we need, because when people think they know, they don't ask the questions that need to be asked. And that's how you become intelligent. That's how you raise your level of intelligence. This is how you raise your level of spiritual, emotional intelligence, when you ask questions, not when you make statements. When you ask the questions and open your ears to hear, you will begin to receive the answers that you need to further develop what you think. What you think you know is only just a small portion of what you actually need to know. And you will spend your entire life continuing to learn. And the moment you're done learning everything you need to learn in this life is the moment you take your final breath. That's just a fact. That is a fact. Well, what about the people who just stay by? Well, then they're learning something quietly on their own. The moment you have learned everything that you need to learn in this life, and it's not necessarily scholarly information. Oftentimes, the very last portions of our learning before we die is how our life was supposed to be interconnected with other people. And all these opportunities to learn things on a much higher level, we withheld from ourselves because we chose not to connect. Because our egos got the best of us and caused conflict where there should have been peace. So all of these ways in which we fight our learning, that's potentially what's causing all these blockages that are keeping your water from flowing. Do we know all the answers? You will by the time you die. And that will only be the answers for this life, for the connections that you are developing and cut off in this life. That doesn't even include all the previous lives you've lived and all the other lives you're going to live. So do we need to make statements of we know, we're enlightened, we know? You can if you want. But like I said, when I used to make those types of statements, looking back, I realize now that's the hallmark of an infantile consciousness. That's a hallmark of someone speaking from experience, someone who feels so insignificant in this world that you need to stand at the mountaintop and scream that I matter. Does the lion have to say it's a lion in order for you to recognize its majesticness, its majesty? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You know when you see it. You just know. You know when you see it. So maybe take a look at yourself in the mirror. Not to put yourself down, but to really see what do you see within yourself? Do you see your power coming out? Or do you see someone who's still afraid? Do you see the fear in your eyes? Do you see the sadness behind the eyes? This sadness that you're trying to hide from yourself and trying to hide from other people, because this sadness is actually proof of your misalignment within yourself. So, I mean, just saying, card number 43, come to life. I don't want to show that. Okay. There's a video. Come to life. Let me just read this card. Come to life. It's time for you to allow yourself to come to life, to really, really begin to live in colors. Don't let that monkey mind try and convince you that you are less than what you actually are. Okay? Don't allow it. Just kind of continue moving forward. Hold on. I gotta find the stupid video. Excuse me. Give me a second, guys. Because really, I'm proof of what I'm talking about. I really, really am. I really, really am. If you compare the me that you see today to the me that's in this video, they're both me. They're both expressions of me and my truth. But you'll see the huge difference between the two. Let me just turn down the volume. Okay. Un momento. Just come on. Do you see the sadness in my face? Do you see the sadness? Do you see the attempt to try and put forth, and the video is called Rocking My Authenticity if you want to see the whole video. Do you see the attempt to try and put forth an image of like, I've got this, kind of. I really, I know what I'm talking about. And if you hear the audio, yeah. Years ago, I thought I knew everything too. I thought I had finally figured it out. I had these dates, these timelines. of when specific events would happen, this and that and this and that, and oh, I can do this and I can do that. I never told anyone though, because I didn't want anyone to know, because I was afraid that I would be lynched for being so different. And the fact is, I wasn't actually alive. I wasn't. I was nothing but a shadow of what I thought people wanted to see from me. And even then, I was insecure at how I was delivering that performance. And it wasn't that I was being fake. It's that I thought that's who I was. And I thought that's who I was. And that was taken at a time where life broke me down to itty bitty pieces. Not because I deserved to be destroyed, but the parts of me that were resisting my own path needed to be deconstructed in order for me to be rebuilt in such a way that was in alignment with my truth, my purpose, and my power. So when you think you know everything, and I went through several more phases of thinking I knew shit. I don't know shit at this point. Let's watch how it unfolds. Yeah, I'm at that point where it's like, let's see. I see a certain something. Let's see if that's really gonna happen. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done trying to convince myself that my value comes from being able to know everything in advance. And like, yeah, that's a form of control. Why would I need to know everything in advance? So I can protect everyone. So I can stop events from happening. No, that's not your problem. That's not your purpose. That's not your priority. Okay? It's just not. Sometimes you're allowed to see things in advance. Some of us have precognitive abilities. And when you're a precog, it's so you can understand where certain trajectories are heading, so you can either prepare for it or try to avoid it for yourself. It was never about dominating other people. It wasn't. It wasn't about robbing people of their experiences. It wasn't. All right. Ooh. Make peace with your past. Whatever's burning you from the inside out, you need to make peace with it, because if you don't, it's going to fully consume you. Okay? Maybe for some of us, we're having so much difficulty releasing it because it needs to consume us. I don't know. If you don't want to be consumed by your pain, then you have to begin transmuting it. You have to. You can either allow it to continue to burn you, or you can use the heat of that fire to help you rise. You can become a hot air balloon. Let love grow. We have to let go of the things that we've outgrown, whether they be thought structures, specific like personal beliefs of yourself, your perception of other people, your perception of people's connections to you, all the ways in which you believe that disempower you further. Let that go. Relationships that continue to hold you in a cycle of toxicity, let that go. Whether it's a friendship or relationship, if they're not willing to grow with you, why are you holding on to it? And it's not your job to grow anyone. It's your job to continue growing. And if they want to, they can choose to grow themselves and keep up. Walk right beside you. But that's not something you're going to decide. Once you get to a certain point of growth, they won't be able to follow you. If that's not part of their plan, they're not going to be able to follow you. And you don't have the right or the authority to force them to, because then you're the source of your toxicity, okay? So sacrifice, what can you let go of? What is pulling you under? What is that tentacle that keeps trying to pull you under the surface? Is it your own beliefs about where your life should be? Like your perception of where you should be, who you should be at this point, what you should have achieved by now. Y'all, that one's a hard one. It is, because I have such lofty expectations of myself, not because I want to be rich or famous, but because I have such unrealistic, unfair demands of me as a person. And it doesn't grow me. It just makes it harder for me to grow. Have you ever tried, like with a vine, trying to force it to grow in a specific way? That's hard. But if you just provide a trellis for it to climb higher and allow it to grow in whatever way it's meant to grow, it tends to be really beautiful. You know, it tends to be really, really beautiful. Hold on. Oh. It's all upside down. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Almost done. Here goes. All right. Ace of Autumn, a windfall of money, advice, or assistance from others, a very successful project, a happy change in your career. So what if you are your job? What if growing yourself is your lifelong career? What if you're here to multitask and you're not just to have a human career, but you're also supposed to recognize this is nothing more than one more thing to add to your career as a soul. Because I think the soul is a professional student, you know? I think its job is to continue learning for as long as it exists. So a happy change in your career, maybe a recognition of what your career actually is, your spiritual career, that you're here to learn. Your spiritual career is not as a professor. So many of us want to be professors, failing to realize we haven't even finished learning. We haven't. And looking at the history of humanity, what has humanity done with those professors? I mean, just look at Jesus alone. Yeah. Look at Martin Luther King Jr. Mm-hmm. Look at JFK. Mm-hmm. Yeah. These were professors who were helping us to learn. Look what humanity did. I mean, you want to be a professor, just be ready. Be ready. Be ready for your assassination. Be ready for all of that. Because humanity is not something you're going to force to learn anything. Humanity, generally speaking, is like naughty ass fucking toddlers. And they're not just naughty like having tantrums. They're having tantrums with knives and guns and badass attitudes. I mean, it's like that video where, you know, they're in the jungle and a chimpanzee got a hold of a fully automatic rifle. Yeah, it's just like that. Okay. So, you know, I feel like for me, it's better for me to just embrace my role as a student of life and just keep learning. And really, no, I don't need to come out of my lane and try and prove shit and like dominate people. I don't agree with you, so I don't agree with you. I'm just going to keep going. Okay. So, 8 of Autumn. Do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school, or apprenticeships. Excellent craftsmanship and long-term projects. That's interesting. Interesting. It's about your career. It's about your learning. This is not the only project you'll have for your career. I mean, this is basically like backing up everything I'm saying about souls and careers and learning. 5 of the Summer. Trust that there is reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. Are you focusing on that which frightens or worries you? Because fear, it's not that you don't have to have fear. It's not that you're supposed to no longer be afraid ever. It's more that we have to recognize fear exists for a reason. Way back when we were still, I don't know what kind of animal we were before we were hybridized into Cro-Magnons, which then became modern human beings. Fear was a way for us to survive. It is the mechanism that helps bring a potential threat to the forefront of our field of awareness. So when you fear something, that's the very thing you're supposed to be focusing on. That's just how it works. I'm afraid of my growth. Okay, well, what is it? What is it that makes you afraid of your growth? What part of your growth? Is it the depth? Do you feel like you can't hold your breath long enough to go that deep because you're a mermaid? These are your birth waters. Babies don't drown in the belly. Is it because it's dark? Well, you know, babies are formed in darkness. The mother's womb is one of the most sacred spaces here on this earth. It's nothing to fear. Are you afraid of the dark because of what you can't see? Well, maybe you need to begin seeing with your third eye instead of with your two. Because when you use your third eye, it can see beyond the illusions of this time-space matrix. But if we're not willing to even see these things that we need to begin considering, if we're going to allow our fear to cripple us, that's a choice we're making. We can't blame it on anyone else. This is a conscious decision you are making, okay? Final, where is it? Just gonna pull a couple from this. Fear has its own yin and yang. You gotta know when it's lying to you. Yeah. You can have different perspectives, but always meet in the middle of yourself. Or, I don't know, I kind of like to think I'm my own autonomous yin yang symbol, you know, and I don't have to meet anyone halfway. And it's not about me being stubborn. It's about me recognizing everyone has their own path. And if we meet in the middle, we meet in the middle. But if we don't, nothing about my journey is lessened. Nothing about me, my worth, my learning is lessened. You know, some people I'm willing to meet in the middle for, because we need to continue our coexistence, you know, be in each other's lives. Other people, you know, it's just, hey, when our time together is up, it's up. And if it's up because of an argument, then it's up because of an argument. If it's up because we've kind of just outgrown each other and we've lost contact, drifted apart, then that's what it is. I'm no longer trying to control my path. Yeah. And I'm also no longer trying to live in accordance with what society tells me. Like, I used to believe that my trust struggles, I struggled to trust other people, that it was some ugly thing about me. And so I spent 1.5 years getting myself into situations that were utter fucking bullshit. Utter fucking bullshit. Because I forced myself to trust people I didn't feel like I should trust. That's some shit, huh? And I had to go through that to understand everything about me exists within me for a reason. Not everyone I will come across in this life deserves my trust. And that has to be okay. And if they're not okay with that, then that's further proof that they were never worthy of my trust to begin with. Time we begin learning we can't disappoint other people. Their disappointment stems from their failed expectations. Their expectations did not line up with the reality of things. If you're disappointed in me, it's because you expected me to be something that I'm not. You expected me to do something, say something that's not in alignment with me. I'm so disappointed in you. Well, maybe you should have focused on yourself instead of on me. I'm just a person. I'm just a person. All right. Oh, shit. Okay. This is fucked. Okay. It's okay. This is just holy shit. Okay. We can do it. We can do it. Put your back into it. Okay. Breakthrough. You're about to have a breakthrough because the level of oppression that you're either placing yourself under or that you've been allowing someone else to do to you is getting a little too tight up in here. So get ready to break through. You're not going to break through until you give yourself permission to, okay? No, don't say that. Don't even use the letters. This is about suppression. You've been being highly suppressed. This is either you doing it to yourself because other people have expectations and you don't want to disappoint them, or this is someone actively trying to oppress you, to suppress you, to chain you up, bury you, surround you by darkness. Like I said, for many Pisceans, for many of you who join me regularly, whether you're Piscean or not, there's been a major attempt. It's been going on for several weeks now, where there is a very real attempt to subjugate you through dark methods. Okay? It's something that's happening. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you guys have been feeling it. I don't know if you guys have been noticing it. It's a legit uptick in the use of like dark magic, dark arts, malicious use of like indigenous practices, Santeria, all of that shit. Okay, I'm just saying, let's be real here. There's been a separation that was initiated weeks back. This is a spiritual mitosis. And the spiritual mitosis creates a polarity. In order for mitosis to occur, which is cell division, that is just a fancy schmancy term for cell division, you have to be polarized. Some will go to the left and some will go to the right. And as that happens, we are then prepared to pinch and break apart so that we can have two autonomous beings. And that's kind of what's been going on, is that the polarization has occurred. And as things become polarized, people of one mindset, they will feel their need for external shows of power. They will then become like very aware, like, I need to feed off of you. They might not logically think that. They might think like, oh, so you think you're better than me? No, you think I'm better than you. Oh, you think you're all that? No, you think I'm all that. I'm just over here being my little ass self. And then they get mad. Oh, so now you think, oh, no, that's what you think. You're trying to project it onto me. And so all of this conversation they're having in their head without you saying a word, it's riling them up for no fucking reason, aside from the fact that they think these things, but they're projecting it. They lack the ability to understand psychology, psychological processes, how the human mind functions. When you don't have the ability to take ownership of your life, you then sometimes will begin to project. So that way other people can be responsible for all the ways in which you're disappointed in yourself. Yeah, I don't know. Is it someone else's fault? I don't know, but there's a lot of suppression that's going on. So the next card, nothingness. Nothingness. You have to enter this state of nothingness. The state of nothingness releases your connections, your attachments to other people. It releases your expectations. It frees you to re-enter the womb of the mother. This is about your rebirth. Now, the womb is a place of darkness. Darkness not being intrinsically evil, okay? It's a dark space. A lot of things can happen in this dark space. By acknowledging, you then call to you what these things are. For me, the dark space is a nice place to kind of just recenter. A place for me to just kind of quietly exist within myself, because I'm now my own mother. I recognize I am my inner child. I also am my own mother. I am a total being. So if I retreat into myself, into my own nothingness, nothing can harm me because this space is mine. I own it. Nothing can come in that I won't give permission to. And I do not give conscious or subconscious permission for malicious things to enter. You have to really take in this mindset so you can avoid a lot of the bullshit. But hey, if you can't avoid the bullshit, it's just a part of your path. It's a part of your learning. Don't take it so personally, like someone else really had that kind of power over you. They're nothing more but a means to an end for your soul. People will be brought to you to help you learn the lessons you have been ignoring. If you can learn the lessons on your own, malicious people won't need to be brought to you. For a long period, malicious ass motherfuckers kept being brought to me. over and over and over again. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I stay in my own lane. I don't fuck with anybody. I help as much as I can. What is this about? Well, I'm calling this shit to me because of my own insecurities about who I am, my integrity, my purpose. I'm calling all of this shit to me. Why am I calling this to me? Because my soul wants me to learn firsthand so I can finally release my doubts about myself, my character, my purpose, my worth. All of this shit needs to happen to me. And now that all of this shit has happened to me, am I broken? Do I feel abandoned? No, I feel the lightest I've ever felt. I felt the most powerful I have ever felt in my life. Powerful in that I control my life. I control what comes in. I control what stays out. No, I run my own ship. You're not jumping on my ship unless I give you permission to. So once you begin to understand this and take ownership of yourself, your life, your journey, recognize that the people, even the malicious ones, are given permission to access you so you can learn such an elevated level what your purpose is, the beauty of your integrity and character. Once you learn these things, you don't have to continue repeating those lessons. And guess what? People still find their way to me who are like that. I'm not going back there with you. Once I pick up on that, it's not me saying you're a bad person. It's me recognizing I don't need to rehash the lessons I've already learned so deeply. You're out. And I don't need to explain to you. I don't need to ask you for permission and agreeance. I don't need you to agree with me that I should matter to me more than your opinion matters to me. I finally reached a place within myself. I am a good person. I don't just randomly do bad shit to people. I don't randomly just condemn other people. When you don't feel right to me, there's a reason for that. Because I want so badly to accept everyone. When I can't accept you, it's because you're delivering something that's toxic to me. And you're probably not even aware, so I don't need to hold it against you. But I will not receive that delivery. You will not have access to me. You will not be at my door. You won't be at any of those things. Because guess what? I'm not going back to that place of toxicity with you just to spare your feelings. I'm responsible for sparing my own. And this is about really recognizing, have you learned the lesson? Because if it keeps coming back around, you're not learning what you're supposed to learn with whatever it is your soul is teaching you. Well, Emmie, I keep having the same, why do I attract losers all the time? Well, I mean, regardless of whether you attract them or not, why do you keep letting them in? Why do you keep choosing to trust them enough that they're now in a position to hurt you in the way that they have? I'm not saying that's what you deserve. I'm asking, why do you allow it to continue? Because when you allow it to continue, you're allowing it. You know what I'm saying? When you begin to recognize the morality, your morality is there really to protect you. But if your morality is centered around everyone outside of you, I don't know. That kind of becomes a really, really iffy thing for me, because then, you're not willing to harm anyone else, but you're willing to be harmed. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I used to participate in that. I'm not willing for anyone else to be harmed, but I'm willing for me to be harmed. I mean, it's okay. It's just me. I'm still kind of like that, where it's like, if you try shit on me, whatever. It's no big deal. Whatever. Just, you're out. That's it. But if you try shit on someone else, if you're disrespectful to someone in the comments during oh, hell fucking no. But you just called me a bitch. I'm like, whatever. I still don't get it. But just because I don't get it doesn't mean I should continue to allow it. Hey, I don't have to get it to know that my soul is bringing this to me to help me push that out. That is a projection of my own personal disrespectful self. No more. I deserve the respect that I give out. And I don't have to understand why I'm worthy of that respect. I just have to know it is my obligation to myself to not allow disrespect to continue. So this is a transformation you're going through. The shadow self is coming forward. The shadow self has to come forward. It has to. Because if it doesn't, then you're still light blind. You still won't grasp the gravity of your light. You just won't get it. And people can say all they want about, I've grown, I've done the work. Well, it's your entire life that you're working. I mean, let's be real here. I've grown, I've done the work. There's still more growth and still more work. Let's not limit ourselves by thinking we've already done it all, because we haven't. As much as I've done, there is so much more needing to be done within myself, outside of myself, for myself, not for myself. It's my entire life I will spend working. And that's not necessarily working for pay. I'm talking about working for my purpose. My entire life I will spend working. And the more I ascend in my consciousness, the more work I recognize is waiting to be completed. So don't limit yourself with that belief. And the reason that belief is peddled so strongly is to limit you. Oh, no, I already found my twin. Oh, no, I already did the work. Okay, I'm not trying to convince you of nothing. Like, if you want to believe that, go ahead and believe that. But know that you're crippling yourself. It's like you're running a marathon. Not a half marathon, but a marathon. And you take your shoes off halfway through. I already did the work. I already did the work. Failing to realize you still got another half to go. I already did the work. Okay. Well, leave your shoes off. I don't know what happens because I've never run a marathon before, but I assume that's a pretty fucked off situation. I assume. Okay. So, guys, I hope all the messages make sense. I hope that I hope it makes sense. There's just weird shit going on with energy. Don't allow yourself to be accessible to dark shit. Just really, really don't. Don't allow yourself to buy into the bullshit that this is all you deserve, because really no one on this earth knows what you deserve. You're the only one. You're the only one that should know that. And the rest of us simply witness it. Witness your unfoldment, okay? So please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'm going to be preparing some sort of 11/11 event. Excuse me, for you guys. I got to figure out how the hell I'm going to do it. I just got to figure it out. But 11/11 is going to be coming up on us soon. Yeah, and we'll see how that goes. All right. Have an amazing day. Bye, guys.